Tron. The movie? You talking about the movie? The one in the 80s or the one in the 2000s? The early 2000s? That's all I know about Tron. It may be a pinball machine? Tron was a cryptocurrency? Oh, I had no idea. Hello, and welcome to your daily crypto news. Big shout out to you guys that have been hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel. We see you guys, especially you guys making those comments. We'll always try to get back with you if you have a question. But don't forget, if you subscribe, to go ahead and hit the little bell button that's right next to the subscribe link. It helps you get updates on when we post videos. So I've been teasing this video for a couple of weeks now. We're going to be talking a lot about social media today, and really primarily Facebook. We're going to do one quick news story and also take a look at the market cap. So a quick look at coinmarketcap.com shows us that the market cap right now is $261 billion. It's up a little bit right now. Bitcoin dominance also up at 45.2%. Everything in the top 10 today are winners. And really, there's actually only one coin for the whole day, the last 24 hours, that is in the red. We have some big gainers today. Elastos, Ontology, iOS token. We've been talking about iOS token in a few different videos. I'm probably going to give it its own coin review here soon, along with Ontology. I really want to check that one out, know what's going on with it. So if you guys have any other tokens you'd like for us to look at, go ahead and just drop them in the comments below, and we'll make sure to take a look at it. So only loser of the day is Kin. Tether, of course, doesn't really count because it's always supposed to be $1. But Kin is down 10%. That's 2 days in a row it's been down. But, you know, there's so many tokens in Kin. There's 756 billion tokens. So it's hard for me to ever see something that has that many making a real hard charge. But at the same time, the price right now, it's about 1/100 of a penny. So who really knows where it could go? All right, so straight into the news. Our one news story we're going to talk about today is George Soros warms up to crypto. You may know him as a big Democratic investor, or, he gives a lot of money to Democratic candidates running in the United States. He's, people say he's in the Illuminati, or, he really controls the world. I don't know. I don't think he probably does. But I can tell you that in January, he said, cryptocurrency is a misnomer and is a typical bubble, which is always based on some kind of misunderstanding. Bitcoin is not a currency because a currency is supposed to be a stable store of value, and the currency cannot fluctuate 25% in a day because it can't be used, for instance, to pay wages because wages drop by 25% a day. It's speculation based on misunderstanding. So we have another case of someone making comments negatively towards cryptocurrency, and now he's backtracked. Now it looks like he has got into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. And, he's not the only person. So Mark Cuban also, you may have known him as a Bitcoin hater, but then he actually announced that the Dallas Mavericks would be accepting Bitcoin for payment. So that was pretty cool, especially when it was at its all-time high. So hopefully some people bought in back at that point, and now, maybe Mark Cuban has had a little bit of a loss. I'm just not really sure. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, is another person who has made comments about cryptocurrency negatively and has came back around to it. So, of course, all these people are older. I know Mark Cuban is in tech and stuff like that, but I think for people who have grown up with technology, that this seems like a natural jump to digital currency. So, the jury's still out on some of the bigger investors and what they think. I know Warren Buffett still has not came around yet. He may never come around. He is pretty old. I'm not sure how much he's got left, I don't know. Maybe he's going to freeze himself like Walt Disney.
Welcome back, Mr. Disney.
Has Tron mooned yet?
No.
Put me back in.
But I do think this is big news because this is a man with a lot of money and a lot of wealth. And, he could probably make coins succeed just by investing in them. So we'll just see what kind of impact this has. But, just more and more people are starting to warm up to crypto. So, of course, we all want that. It's a great thing. All right, so let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. So on April 10th and 11th, which is this week coming up, Mark Zuckerberg is going to have to go to Capitol Hill to testify about the information of 87 million people that had their information stolen, basically. They were collecting data on people, of course, as you know that, and I'm not sure if he was selling it or someone hacked into it, but the long and the short is he has no right to have all this information. There's another story that came out that said that Mark Zuckerberg actually hired doctors to go into hospitals and to try to collect patients' info against HIPAA compliance and HIPAA laws to add to people's Facebook profiles. They said it was like they didn't really name the research project, but these people are monsters. They're taking our information. And I know a lot of people have made this comparison, including myself, that we're in the wild west of cryptocurrency right now. And if you look back in the 1800s in the United States, almost all of the money was counterfeit because all of the banks printed their own individual money. And eventually, of course, everything became regulated and, all the counterfeit money, there was a standard to compare it to. So kind of in cryptocurrency, I've been feeling that same way, that we're in the wild west of cryptocurrency, that there's not a lot of regulation yet. And, you've got these ICOs that pop up and go to the moon and, all this stuff. But yet the general public still doesn't really have a grasp on what's going on. Well, after reading a lot more about what's going on at Facebook and the data collection from Google and all the social media platforms, I've really come to this realization. We've actually been living in the wild west of the entire internet for the last 30 years. I mean, it's all brand new still. We feel like we've had the internet for a long time and we know the way it works and the way it should work. But in the future, it's not going to work the way that it's working now. I don't believe that. And the thing that we've allowed these companies to do, to come into our lives, to take all of the information, Facebook knows when you're dating someone without you even saying it. They can tell within their algorithm by the way that you post whether or not you're dating someone. And it goes further. Facebook isn't the only one that has been, stealing our information. All of these companies have been doing it. I know there was a story in Target where Target was watching someone's buying habits, and it actually turned out that it was a girl who was pregnant, and her own family didn't even know, but by her buying habits, they knew that she was pregnant. And so there's just a lot of sketchy stuff that's going on with data collection, and we have no privacy, and we've really messed up. My generation, the generation right above me, we have fouled up because Facebook already knows my children. They know everything about them. They have all the pictures of them. They can tell like my wife's blog posts. They see little, things in our memories about our children. And so we've kind of messed it up for them, but my children's children, so my grandkids, I believe they'll be living in a much different environment than we're living in now. And so what does all this have to do with cryptocurrency? Well, it's about decentralization. We have allowed Facebook to steal all of our data, and we live and die with them. If you have a business and, they just decide to make a change to their algorithm, you can go from making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to making nothing a year based on Facebook's whims. And with Facebook knowing everything about you, if you have political leanings in a certain direction and that goes against Facebook, then who's to say that they won't start using that against you? Facebook is a weapon. They have weaponized information, and it does not have to be that way. People say, "Oh, Facebook's too big; they'll control everything. They won't that they won't allow it to be any other way." Well, I understand that people think that, but that's not true. Ask Blockbuster. Blockbuster had a hold on the movie industry. They're one of the biggest companies in the country, and look at what happened to them. So it can happen to Facebook, and it's time that people start waking up and realizing that, Facebook is just a collection tool. That's all it is. Mark Zuckerberg can sit there and say that it's about connecting people. It's not. It's about connecting money to people's pockets. And so I believe that we are primed for a decentralized social media platform to rise up and to take the place of Facebook. I personally don't believe Facebook will be here in 10 years. Now, their saving grace is Instagram. I think Instagram is a much better platform, and they don't steal as much information. And I think that Facebook might have to go more towards pushing that as opposed to their original platform, because once people get a hold of the decentralized idea, then they're going to move to decentralized platforms. Steemit right now is surging. DTube, the decentralized version of YouTube, is rising dramatically right now, and it's going to continue. Now, for right now, DTube and Steemit are really popular in the cryptocurrency community, and we're not that large of a community yet. But as more people start to figure out the difference between a centralized platform and a decentralized platform, people are going to go running to Steemit. They're going to go running to DTube. I believe personally anyways. So I want to talk to you guys about what does that mean to be on a decentralized social media. So at Facebook, they take your information and they store it in a central location. I'm sure they have different servers and maybe different information is on different servers. But someone could hack in to Facebook and get your information. No problems. I mean, they might have a hard time doing it, but if someone was able to break through those firewalls, they could steal all of your information because all of it is stored in one place. So, and not only that, but if Mark Zuckerberg himself wanted to open your Facebook file and look at all of your information on it, he could do that. People have access to be able to do that. Now, with a decentralized social media platform, that's not the case. So I just did a review on StorageCoin. So what StorageCoin is, and it's a really cool idea, it is storage on the cloud, but it's done by file sharding. So it works kind of like a torrent if you used to watch pirated movies, which I never did, but I know it was a very popular thing to do, so probably a lot of you guys did. The way that it would work is they would take a movie and they would split it up into hundreds of pieces, and they would disperse them out to different computers. And then when you were ready to download that movie, each computer, or in cryptocurrency we call them a node, would send each individual piece of the file so that you watched a movie like it was one file, but it was being built as all the files were being sent to you. That way there's not one computer that held all of the information. So if the government or if someone came in and took away that one file, then they couldn't seize a computer for having an entire movie because it didn't have the entire movie. It only had one piece and it would send it to you. So that's kind of the way decentralized social media works, is that on a decentralized social media network of computers, there are files that have different pieces of your information on them. So there's not one computer that someone could break into or that one person has access to. It's not just about hacking. It's about the people in charge of the platform also having access to your information. So with Steemit, whoever the head person is at Steemit does not have access to your personal information. Whereas on Facebook, they do. Just with a couple clicks of the keyboard, they could be in looking at your entire file. So decentralized social media is a way for us as a generation to take our information back, to fight the system, to make it so that our grandkids don't have to live in a world where anonymous people online know their entire life, because that's what's happening right now. So I think we've got to stand up and do something different. Now, it's messy right now, because if I wanted to go right now and shut down my Facebook account, I couldn't do it right now because I've got too many pictures. There's like so many things I would have to do in order to pull myself off of Facebook. I've got a lot of business accounts that I run, Facebook pages that I run, different pages that I manage. And if I take my personal account off of Facebook, now I can't manage those pages. And if you think about it, Facebook has built their system in a way that it makes it so hard to get off. So I'm in the process right now of figuring out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to try to deplug from Facebook. But Facebook isn't the only platform that is stealing information. Google is stealing your information too. There's a browser called the Brave browser. It's a decentralized browser as opposed to Chrome. There is a new search engine. I think it's called GoDuckGo or DuckDuckGo, something like that. It's decentralized searching, so nobody tracks everything that you're looking at or that you're Googling. And it doesn't have to be negative. I'm not saying you guys are all looking at bad stuff or I'm looking at bad stuff. That's not the point. The point is it doesn't matter what I'm looking at. Google doesn't need to know it. Google doesn't need to know what my search habits are, you know? What if I go search for something that, you know, I search for completely innocently, and then it turns out that the thing that I'm searching was, you know, used in a criminal activity, and now because I searched for it, I become a suspect. That stuff happens, guys. So we've got to move to decentralized. And if you're new to cryptocurrency, that's what this whole thing is about. It's about taking the power away, not like a Occupy Wall Street, like take the power from the corporations. It's not like that. It's like, let's just take away. Let's stop looking at it like take away. Let's take back our privacy. Let's take it back. Let's go back to a day when we didn't have to worry about people watching over our shoulders. We didn't have to worry about looking at an ad on, you know, the sidebar of a website because we searched for a pair of Jordans. Like, what if we just take that back? We have the power to do it. So don't do it for yourself. You may not even be doing it for your kids. You're doing it for your grandkids. It's going to take a long time for us to untangle this web and untangle this mess that has become social media. Is really like a virus. It's came in and it's taken over our lives, and it's time for us to take it back. So I hope this video has been helpful to you to kind of understand what a decentralized social media platform would look like. And I want to empower you. I want you to feel empowered to take your life back. And I know I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to do it. And I hope you'll do the same, because our future generations don't deserve this. So thanks for watching this video. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the alert bell right next to the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our videos every time we post them. And that was your daily crypto news.